The South Today bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, Christchurch farmers are firing up their tractors as part of nationwide protests in the streets. A Dunedin Medical Centre's booking to help prevent major heart problems as one staff member shares their story. And a Queenstown man supporting a local food charity by transforming unwanted food into compost. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Simon Henderson. Farmers around New Zealand are once again taking to the streets, protesting against crippling regulations on food producers. Groundswell New Zealand has organised a convoy to travel the length of the country, hoping to sway voters towards a change in government.
Groundswell co-founders Bryce McKenzie and Laurie Patterson are firing up their tractors later this month. They'll be leading a protest convoy up the length of the country, hoping to raise awareness of what they are calling unworkable regulations imposed on food producers. Groundswell are running the campaign in an effort to mobilise voters in the hope of a change of government.
Everybody in rural New Zealand's had enough of the Labor government, the Greens and Maori coalition. Most farming operations, no matter what, whether they're beef and lamb, dairy, probably even horticulture, are going to really struggle to make profits this next year.
McKenzie says farmers and food producers are overloaded with crippling regulations, red tape and layers of bureaucracy, creating an unsustainable financial situation. The 1,800-kilometre journey starts in Invercargill, travelling the length of the country, with the aim of finishing in Auckland by the start of October. The advocacy group is inviting supporters to join them on the streets as they pass through the various towns and cities on their protest.
One of the only things I think that politicians understand, and it doesn't matter which side of the aisle you might be on, is numbers of people. So we want as many people as can to turn out with us and help us go through all these towns.
The convoy is set to take off in late September and are scheduled to arrive in Christchurch 2 days into their travels. In Christchurch, the South Today.
A number of New Zealand's must-see attractions were labelled as tourist traps by an American news outlet recently, with an iconic Dunedin landmark marking its way onto the list. USA Today released a series of lists to its more than 2 million daily readers, ranking the world's most expensive and overrated tourist sites based off their online reviews. Dunedin's Denan Castle was ranked 17th in the most overpriced attractions category, also placing 94th in the top 100 tourist traps list. But managing director Norcom Barker insists the attraction is good value for money and was thrilled with the international exposure they gained from the article. Barker says most visitors understand that the prices reflect the work needed for the restoration of the award-winning attraction, ensuring Dunedin's only castle stays up to scratch. Dunedin Health Centre is rallying together to fight a life-threatening disease, preparing to host a free cardiovascular screening day tomorrow. Kaika is hoping to highlight the importance of frequent testing following one of their staff members recently losing a relative to a major heart problem.
Waiting for a simple 15-minute check that could help save some Kiwi lives. Te Kaika Forbury Health Centre is calling for the community to come visit their clinic on Saturday, giving adults free screenings to check for any cardiovascular problems. Event co-organiser Savannah Ngatai says she's happy to be involved in the potentially life-saving day, also honouring her late mother, who recently died from a heart condition.
One thing that she wanted to do, if she did come back fully functioning, was to highlight the importance of getting checked. And so that is the reason of this event.
Around 50 volunteers are pitching in to help with the event. Te Kaika staff are encouraging those with a family history of heart problems to take advantage of the free echocardiogram scan.
That can look at the size of your heart, what the valves in your heart look like and how well it's pumping. So we're really excited about the opportunity to provide that to whānau who otherwise would only get that if they went into hospital.
Organisers say the support from the community has been amazing. They'll be putting on food and activities to make the daunting scan something the whole whānau can enjoy. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Excitement for the notorious Wanaka Music Festival Rhythm in Alps is ramping up as they announce this year's full lineup. It's the 13th time the New Year's festival has hit the stage, with this year's lineup featuring a mixture of local and international talent. Some of the bigger Kiwi names headlining the event include the return of pop sensation Benet, Wellington-based band Fat Freddy's Drop and electronic duo Sashi. The three-day festival will also include some international stars, with London-based DJ and producer 33 Below and Australia's surf site collective Ocean Alley. The event is set to kick off on December 29. After one Queenstown man heard the news of a local charity having their funding cut, he made his way to his garden. Michael Sly raised thousands of dollars to go towards Kiwi Harvest from turning unwanted food into compost.
Making compost is a daily job for Michael Sly, and after hearing Kiwi Harvest struggles, he got straight to work raising funds for the Queenstown charity. After budget cuts to charities in the food rescue sector, Kiwi Harvest was unable to afford their depot rental price. The charity has set up a Give a Little page, hoping to raise $35,000 to move into a new home. Sly set up a community composting and firewood drive last weekend to help the charity, donating $5,000 of funds raised from his business to Kiwi Harvest's page.
Over the last weekend, I've done a Give a Little push to make people aware of their page. And so what everyone had to do is, if they wanted compost, they had to basically pay the money directly to the Give a Little page.
Sly says the charity plays a critical role in the storage and movement of food, making sure edible food gets to the people who need it most. As a part of his operation at Waste to Wilderness, he collects waste from supermarkets, hotels and households to make nutrient-rich compost. When Kiwi Harvest isn't involved in the collection, Sly says the amount of edible food going to his compost doubles in volume.
There's nothing worse than seeing something that could be eaten going into compost. It's quite disheartening. And also the volume doubles, so suddenly you're having to manage twice as much.
A core part of Sly's business is making oils from wilding pine needles, shipping them to the US company doTERRA, who turn it into essential oils and body wash products. The health and beauty company pledged to match the funds raised from the compost drive, donating an additional $5,000 towards the food rescuers. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Whai Akine, still to come on the South Today. Whitebait season gets underway, leaving keen fishermen excited for their tiny treasured treats, and the boys in blue go green, welcoming in a new vehicle to their fleet.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
Hey, it's Father's Day! And my mate John's taken 20 to 50% off everything, plus 24 months interest-free. Give Dad a gift he really wants. Hey, it's Father's Day! 20 to 50% off, only at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street, and online at mymatejohn.co.nz.
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street and my mate John.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Welcome back. Eager whitebaiters took to their local rivers across the country today as the official whitebait season gets underway. A change in regulations this year is of keen interest to anglers, curious to whether the shorter season will help to increase the numbers of the tiny delicacy.
Tiny treasured treats ready to be cooked up into a Kiwi staple patty. The whitebait season kicked off around the country on Friday, with Christchurch anglers being treated to fine sunny weather for opening day. Keen whitebaiters were out in force as they hunted for the small freshwater fish, with many of them looking forward to the first feed of whitebait for the season.
Some good groups went through, but it's just a matter of them going into the net or not, because they tend like to go round.
Alan Parkhill has been whitebaiting for 30 years and is confident the season ahead will be a good one. The Department of Conservation introduced new regulations last year reducing the season by 6 weeks, aiming to achieve more sustainable whitebait fishing. The shorter season isn't stopping the keen whitebaiters from enjoying their time manning the nets, with Parkhill looking forward to returning to his favourite spot, the Avon River.
Clean water, but it's a lot of weed though. You get a lot of weed.
The Christchurch City Council say there are currently no restrictions for most parts of the Avon and Heathcote rivers. The whitebait season will run from the start of September through until late October. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Dunedin Highway Patrol are getting the chance to go green, testing out a vehicle which can only be heard by its sirens. The New Zealand Police officially showcased their new electric patrol car on Thursday, which is being trialled on and around the city's roads.
Dunedin Police unveiling a new electric addition to their fleet. They welcomed in the BMW i4 eDrive 40 into their highway patrol ranks on Thursday to see if the new car can fit the bill. The e-vehicle is one of 5 being trialled across the country as New Zealand Police look to lower their carbon footprint where they can.
EVs is one area. There are other areas such as hybrid vehicles as well, which we're also investigating. But EVs is a big step certainly within a police fleet to be ready to be able to test and certainly bring those carbon emissions down.
More than half of New Zealand Police's carbon emissions come from their vehicle fleet. And while electric vehicles can help reduce their footprint, the cars still need to be able to go the distance, having to consistently carry at least 120 kilograms of equipment.
So we're really interested to see how that weight distribution affects the range of the EV. Plus we also have urgent duty driving, so the vehicle at times will be driven under pressure, and again we want to see how that affects the range on the vehicle.
The car is being trialled on highway patrol, where police believe it was the best place for it to be safely tested. If the vehicle is up for the test, it could become a permanent feature, opening up the potential opportunity for more to hit Dunedin streets. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Now, recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Groundswell New Zealand is taking to the streets of Christchurch as a nationwide agriculture protest seeks change. Dunedin's Kaika centres hosting a free screening day on Saturday, highlighting the importance of frequent testing. And Michael Sly is supporting Kiwi Harvest amid recent funding cuts, raising thousands of dollars through his compost. Now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT with Associate Editor Mike Houlihan. Welcome.
Evening, Simon. Well, we've got news of a much-needed mid-range live music venue, maybe will be opening in Dunedin shortly. They've been a big shortage of places for bands to play of a decent sort of size and quality. The former New Brewery may be the place where they end up playing. The new, if you like. We've also got stories from Queenstown about Pride Week. There's been some concern about vandalism and abuse of people in the wake of that celebration. We've got a bizarre crime where someone has been allegedly stealing grates out of the New World supermarket underground car park and using them in their garden to put their plants on. And we have our quarterly magazine, South, runs tomorrow, with plenty of good reading in there.
Sounds like some great stories there, Mike.
Indeed.
Time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, a ridge of high pressure will bring mostly fine weather to southern districts this weekend. Milder north to northwesterly airflow will develop early next week. Heading to the top of the South Island, Nelson has moderate northeasterlies, cloudy and a high of 16. Greymouth sees light winds, fine and 17 degrees. It's fine with moderate northeasterlies and 17 degrees for Christchurch. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, Ashburton is fine with moderate northeasterlies and a high of 16. Timaru also on 16 with some clouds and light northerlies. Oramuri sees a high of 15 with light easterlies and some cloud. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, Wanaka and Queenstown are fine with light winds and 15 degrees. Much the same for Alexandra, but a touch warmer on 16 degrees. Heading further south, 13 degrees across the board, Balclutha and Gore looking fine with light winds, mostly cloudy with light winds for the Catlins. And Invercargill is cloudy tonight, a low of 8. Tomorrow early cloud will clear and become fine and sunny during the day with cooler light southeasterlies. Sunday should be fine and sunny with light northerly winds, a high of 15. Finally, heading to Dunedin, cloudy tonight, a low of 7. Tomorrow and Sunday is mostly fine, some cloud, but sunshine peeks through as well. Cool temperatures with light to moderate northeasterly winds. And that's the news this Friday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. Follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We're also on Facebook. Just search for the South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again next week. Matua.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.
The South Today Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.